The salty wind whipped through Morwenna's hair as she stood at the edge of the harbor, watching the sea. It was a wild Cornish winter day, the kind that made the seasoned fishermen of St. Ives batten down their hatches and stay far from the coast. Yet there she was, a young widow with fire in her eyes and purpose in her stride, determined to defy the wrath of the ocean itself. For weeks, the ghost ship had been haunting their dreams and their waking hours. The drowned maiden, they called it, a specter that loomed out of the mist, beckoning with eerie lights and a mournful song. Every full moon it returned, a phantom vessel captained by a witch who lured unsuspecting sailors to their doom on the jagged rocks below. Families stood helpless as the spectral ship enticed their loved ones to watery graves, leaving behind only shattered boats and a haunting melody that echoed through the cliffs. Fear had settled over the town like a shroud, stifling laughter and sealing doors against the night. Even the church bells, usually so boisterous in their song, fell silent for fear of attracting the attention of the ghost ship's siren call. For Morwenna, the dread was a familiar ache. 2 years prior, she'd lost her husband, Jago, to the sea's fury. He'd sailed out with the dawn and failed to return with the sunset, leaving her alone on the shore with a basket of unsold fish and a heart heavy with grief. Now the town was in peril, and a part of her, perhaps the part Jago loved most, yearned to help, but Morwenna Polkinghorn was no heroine. In the wake of her husband's death, she'd retreated into the safety of routine, mending nets by day and tending her tiny garden by night. Her world had shrunk to the size of her cottage, her only companions the seabirds crying overhead and the ghosts of memories past. She'd let the townsfolk call her a coward, their whispers stinging more than the salt spray on her skin. All she wanted was a quiet life, a single ray of sun to warm her withered face, and the gentle lapping of the waves against the shore, not their angry roar. Yet, when the ghost ship claimed her young cousin, Tom, after he'd chased its lights with a foolish heart, something inside her snapped. The townsfolk gathered in the square, their faces drawn and haggard, their voices trembling as they spoke of the maiden's curse. Hope seemed a luxury they could no longer afford. But Morwenna, her jaw set with grim determination, remembered tales her mother used to tell her of selkies, mystical creatures who could shift from seal to human form, and of their uncanny connection to the sea. Their blood, her mother had whispered, belonged to the ocean's depths, making them both its slaves and its saviors. And as she looked out at the churning